A large Navy ship arrived at Thunder Bay's Pool 6 dock this morning. Good evening, I'm Haley Perot. Thank you for joining us. HMCS Margaret Brooke is over 100 meters long and was designed for use in Canada's Arctic waters. The 80-member crew from the Canadian Navy say they're excited to welcome thousands of people for public tours this weekend. It's also here to showcase what the Royal Canadian Navy has to offer for anyone looking for a good career. Jaden Billick was at today's welcoming ceremony and has this report.
His Majesty's Canadian ship Margaret Brooke could be seen along the horizon at around 8 o'clock in the morning, and the impressive Navy vessel arrived at the Pool 6 terminal about an hour later for the community to witness in all of its glory. A welcoming ceremony was held featuring naval officials and local dignitaries who were eager to step aboard the Arctic and offshore patrol vessel. The Margaret Brooke will highlight a marine career fair for high school students on Friday and then public tours on the weekend. The executive officer of HMCS Griffin in Thunder Bay, Lieutenant Joel Biesenthal, explains more.
It's a great honor to have the ship here. Griffin's mission is to help deal with outreach and recruiting for the Navy, and we need to do better in terms of letting the community know that the Navy is here, and having a large gray hull in the harbor is a good way to do that.
It's been 13 years since Thunder Bay has welcomed a naval vessel of this size. To mark the occasion, crew members will open the ship to the public on Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., guiding visitors through each floor, crew quarters, and the bridge with all of its advanced navigation systems. Commanding Officer Terry Scher has more.
We're here to bring the Navy to Canadians and to help create these relationships with specifically Thunder Bay for this port visit, and really just to showcase what the Navy can bring to people and share our experiences, because we have a whole whack of stories that we can't wait to tell everybody.
After being commissioned in 2022, it's traveled all the way north past the Arctic Circle, south past the Antarctic Circle, and all the way over to the Caribbean for anti-narcotic operations. The ship's Information Systems Administrator Alan McCutcheon and Sailor Second Class Cook Gabriel Stay are both from Thunder Bay and spoke about the honor of coming back home in a ride like this.
It's fantastic. The Margaret Brooke's one of the newer ships, and it's great to have it come up here. It's part of our Great Lakes deployment for recruiting and just information awareness of the Navy. When I worked in recruiting, we got asked questions all the time about what kind of ships do we have, and bringing the Margaret Brooke up to Thunder Bay is a great way to show off our new ships.
Growing up in Thunder Bay, I never thought I'd even join the Navy, but I joined the Navy in high school. I did their co-op program, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. At first, it was like kind of a cash grab, to be honest, but it was enjoyable, and it was life experience. And over my summers, I trained with them, and then here I am on a ship. They offered me a contract, and I took it. It was very, very good.
Those interested in taking a tour this weekend are encouraged to take the free shuttles at the community auditorium from 10:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
OPP have laid criminal charges against 2 Thunder Bay men in a sports betting investigation. Thousands of gift cards were compromised, resulting in a fraud case exceeding $400,000. Police say they were contacted by Ontario Lottery and Gaming in March of 2024 regarding suspicious betting on Proline at several gas bars in Thunder Bay and Sault Ste. Marie. The 2 suspects, aged 45 and 36, were arrested on charges of fraud, laundering proceeds of crime, forgery, and identity theft. They remain in custody and will be back in court next week. The head of the Nuclear Waste Management Organization addressed local business leaders today and answered questions they raised about the underground repository plan for the Ignace area. NWMO President and CEO Lori Swamy was the special guest at today's Leaders Luncheon, hosted by the Thunder Bay Chamber of Commerce. Justin Hardy reports.
Lori Swamy addressed a room full of Thunder Bay business leaders during Thursday's Chamber Luncheon. She gave updates to where the planned nuclear waste facility project stands, now in the beginning of this 10-year-long regulatory process. Swamy says there will be a lot of opportunities coming up for Thunder Bay as the project moves ahead.
We're going to have a large workforce move to the Ignace area, and of course the workforce itself will be shopping and coming to Thunder Bay for all of the things that Thunder Bay can offer. But we're also going to be building major infrastructure project, and we're going to need all of the supply chain local to this area. So we'll be building supply chains in Thunder Bay, in the local area, in Ignace and beyond. So the whole region will benefit from this project.
After the keynote speech, gathered business leaders had the opportunity to ask questions and raise concerns surrounding the project. Swamy says they brought up a variety of different topics.
There was questions about how Indigenous businesses can participate with us, questions about the transportation method and route to the site, and a little bit of discussion around how Canada places quite high in the implementation of used fuel disposal systems.
A few anti-nuclear waste protesters gathered outside the venue near the NWMO's Mobile Learn More Center. The underground repository project is valued at around $26 billion. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
Northwest Region OPP are reporting another frightening incident involving a black bear. This one occurred last Wednesday in Red Rock. A bear reportedly charged at and growled at several residents in the Brompton Road area. Police say due to the immediate risk posed to the public and the inability to safely relocate the bear, officers had to shoot the animal. Area residents are reminded to use extreme caution if they encounter a bear and follow the tips on the MNR's BearWise website. To Queen's Park today, where provincial employees are protesting the government's plan to force workers back to the office. Demonstrators are calling on the government to maintain flexibility in the workplace. CTV's Siobhan Morris has the details.
Hundreds of public sector workers spill out of office buildings near Queen's Park, pushing back on a plan that will see them in the office 5 days a week starting in January.
Why are we going back to this stone age?
While remote work became the norm during the pandemic, labor union AMAPSIO says their members have had flexibility to do it for 15 years.
It's been proven to work. We've proven that we are professionals who can get the job done.
Right now, public service employees are only required to be in the office 3 days a week. Last month, the Premier emphasized helping businesses that rely on commuters and the importance of being face-to-face.
Everyone's more productive when they're at work, and how do you mentor someone over a phone? You can't.
These boxes represent the 13,000 people AMAPSIO says have signed a petition telling Doug Ford he's wrong. Workers who have had flexibility to go in or work from home insist it's a better setup for the taxpayers who pay their salaries.
When I work from home, I'm well rested and I can work longer.
Actually means that I can do better work. I'm wasting less time commuting, less time having to take breaks.
There's a feeling here of being insulted, disrespected by the return to office edict.
Our members are angry, and we're here today to tell the government, our employer, that this was unfair. Logistically, it's not going to work.
Including what AMAPSIO says is a lack of appropriate space to work.
I deal with confidential labor relations issues. I don't want to be talking about them when there's 20 people around.
AMAPSIO is meeting with the Secretary of Cabinet at the end of the month, hoping for a change of heart. But at this moment, the government's return to office plan remains in place.
A spokesperson for Treasury Board President Caroline Mulrooney explains the 5 days per week in workplace standard represents the current workforce landscape in the province, reinforcing our commitment to reflecting the people and businesses we serve across Ontario. Workers do see value in being together.
But there's value in letting people take care of their families. There's value in letting people get home immediately instead of spending 1, 2, 3 hours a day in commute. It means that we're better rested, it means we're energized, and we're able to give our best every day.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
A 9-week residential construction worker program for women in Thunder Bay is just about complete. The pre-apprenticeship offered by Launa Local 607 saw the trainees build 2 tiny homes from start to finish. The 24 students were putting up the siding on the structures today, and they'll be all wrapped up by tomorrow. The students say it was a great learning experience, and they'd like to encourage more women to enter the skilled trades despite life's challenges. The training manager for LIUNA, Brian Nuglowski, says the students are now ready to utilize their training for a future career, and they've managed to find an organization to donate the tiny homes to.
We know for sure one is going to be going to Wilderness Discovery. We've reached out to them. So we've actually changed the front doors to be wheelchair accessible, 36-inch doors. It's kind of, they work with Camp Quality, kids with disabilities and special needs. So we're going to donate one for them for sure. I'll give them all 4 if they want. But for what their needs are, we're going to help because that's a great cause for the community.
But I encourage others, absolutely. I absolutely would. It's fun. The instructors are really nice here as well. And they make sure if you don't understand, they'll try and explain it a different way.
Just do it. Against all odds, just do it. We did it. We're doing it.
Step out of your own way. Sometimes it's scary. You just got to do it sometimes, man. Trust your own self. Trust your instinct.
With the success of the program, it's safe to say that the all-female program is changing a lot of minds about women in the trades. Halfway Motors Nissan held a grand reopening last night to celebrate the expansion and upgrades to its Memorial Avenue location. The project took over a year to complete. It includes an expanded showroom, additional service bays, and a new drive-through service area. According to a media release, it was a multi-million-dollar investment by the dealership. Local dignitaries and representatives of Nissan Canada attended the celebration. Managing partner Patrick Trevisanuto says the upgrades were much needed to improve service for their customers.
We really felt that we were at a capacity with the size we were with the building, and we couldn't provide any better servicing than we were with the limitations of the building. So we expanded in ways to provide more service and then just different features in the store to make the customer experience a little bit more comfortable.
They're a very important partner for Nissan Canada. They've been with us since 1968, one of the first dealers, in fact, in Canada. And this is just an amazing investment that they're making and accomplishment over that much time with us. So we're really proud to be here and honored to be part of this celebration.
Westgate High School hosted its first ever antique car show today. The event was a fundraiser for the school's High Skills Majors program and the Lakehead Shrine Club. Dozens of local classic car enthusiasts brought their nicely restored vehicles to the school for the Harvest of Horsepower car show. Westgate's High Skills Transportation students partnered with the Hospitality and Tourism program to organize the event. It was a chance for the automotive students to talk with the car owners about the work and passion that went into their creations. And the culinary students got to cook and sell burgers and sausages in a real-world business setting. The teachers involved spoke about the benefits of the program.
It's great for the students to be able to connect with people who have built their cars. Not necessarily everybody is a tradesperson per se, but a lot of these guys have built their cars without being specifically in a trade and have just learned and moved forward and gone kind of through that, right? So that's kind of been a big part of it. So it's good for them to connect with the individuals and just talk to them. How did you get here? What was your passion? What was your interest with the cars?
My class is all about working in the hospitality tourism industry. It's got more of a culinary focus. I'm a chef and that's my background, so we try and do a lot of events. When John Watts asked us to do this, we jumped on board. The students prepped all of it in the past couple days, and today they're executing. So they get a real world experience of like what it's like to work in this sort of setting.
Watts says they'll definitely do this again at the same time next year. Well, wonderful to hear an event like that will happen again, especially when it's time to embrace whatever nice weather we have left before fall really hits. It was a little overcast today, Fiona, but temperature was still all right.
Yeah, it was heading back to more seasonal values, and unfortunately we didn't get the full day of 20 degrees that we were hoping we would see. We actually topped out with a high of 17. That was after an early morning low of 14. So not a lot of movement in the temperature here in the city of Thunder Bay, just 3 degrees difference. Winds were primarily out of the east, ranging from 6 to 16 kilometers per hour. If we take a look at what's going on across the region at this hour, we've got a lot of clouds pushing into areas to the west. Fort Frances right now currently overcast. They're at their high for the day of 18. Red Lake matching that, and that is also their high for the day. So back to those seasonal values. 16 in Kenora, Sioux Lookout, Pickle Lake. We're down to 15 by the time we hit Dryden and Upsala. Armstrong still enjoying 18 as well, but Greenstone, despite lots of sunshine, just 15 Celsius. That's because of that cooling trend out of the north. Along the North Shore, they're in the 16, 17 degree range, and then currently 19 in both Wawa and Sault Ste. Marie. They've been fluctuating between mostly and partly cloudy skies. At this hour, it's more of the partly situation, and Sault Ste. Marie topped out with a high of 20 about 3 or 4 hours ago. Since then, they've been hovering between 18 and 19 Celsius. Here in the city of Thunder Bay, we are going to drop back down into single digits. So we are definitely in the seasonal range of a low of 8. We'll see some clearing this evening, not really the time we need it, and that's going to support the cooler temperatures. But as we head into Friday, it looks like we are now settling into those seasonal highs in the mid-teen range. But so far, it's actually looking like we'll see a little bit more sunshine for Friday, and I think people are going to have to enjoy that because that may be all they see as far as the sun is concerned until next week, and I'll have more details on that later on in the news hour.
All righty, Fiona, I'll take whatever kind of sunshine I can get. The more the merrier, but we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for that.